in preparation for the quiz how to identify integers on the number line. So remember that integers, everybody, is, let me pick blue. Integers are like -1, integers are like -8, +6, 0. Those are all integers, so there's no fractions. So knowing where to find +6 as opposed to -1, you have to know how to do that. We're also going to be looking at how to order these integers on the number line. Okay, so we're going to be ordering the integers from least to greatest. So if you have a set of integers, like the ones that I did up here, the ones that I have up there, by the way, you would order them -8 is first, because it's the most negative from least to greatest. Remember, the higher you are as a negative number, you're actually lower on the number line. So you're more to the left of the number line. So this is okay, let me finish this one piece real quick, and then I'll let you ask that question. And then it's -1, and then there's 0, which is right in the middle. It's not negative or positive. And then it's +6, using the example that we have up here. Okay, what was that question? Yeah, so we're going to be working out problems after. Yeah, so I'm going to give you in the next slide your problems. Good question, Luana. And Luana, remember, this lesson is being recorded, so you can always refer back to it, but we have quite a bit of things to cover for this one. You guys, and the last thing we're going to be talking about is we are going to be talking about, actually this will be the first thing that we're going to be doing, how to add and subtract integers. Okay, so if you all know what I mean, okay, it's like when you have, what's -4 plus 6, right? And I don't need you to answer that right now necessarily, but it's going to be because the signs are different. This is the sign of the 4, this is the sign of the 6. You're going to get the difference, which is 2. Just subtract when the signs are different. And the answer is going to get the sign of the number that is normally bigger. What's normally bigger, a 6 or a 4? A 6, right? So because the 6 is positive, we're going to put a positive on that too. Everybody, so those are the 3 things we're going to be covering right now for our review. So if you are all ready, let's do this. Okay? Okay, so here's the first one. This is practice number 1, and this is on adding and subtracting integers. Now you guys remember the integers, an integer is something like, again, +2, -6, -200, and of course 0 is included as an integer too. And what I would like to do is I would like to do each of these one at a time, but I want to start off by saying the rules real quick. The rules are, if the sign, okay, so did I lose you guys? Are you guys still there, moderators? I can't tell. You're recording here. So for this first example that's here, that's actually a +2 and a +5. So you see here how the positive is next to the 2 and the positive is next to the 5 on the left there. Okay, so the signs are the same. Everybody, when the signs are the same, you always add. Now when the signs, I should put signs with an S, are different, you always subtract. Can I get like a Y or a yes? Maybe a Y if we understand that. Just put one Y, everybody, if you get that. If you don't put, you can put an N, because this is the most important thing for this. And Great. So I want to point out before we work out these problems, I'm going to give you a little time. And you know what? If you think you're, if 1n, okay, so no JK. Oh, okay, I see. So, okay, so I'm going to give you guys time to work these out, you all, but I want to make sure that you all know that I'm going to circle this. This is a -3 and this is a -4. I know you normally see that as -3 minus 4. That's okay, but that negative belongs to the 4 here. And here's a -1, here's a +2. And this is actually a +5. This is a -2. So remember, when the signs are the same, you add. So 5 plus 2 is going to be, so 2 and 5 have the same sign, so you're going to add it. It's going to be a 7. And the 7 is going to get the same sign that those numbers have. Okay? For the next few problems that I haven't solved, go ahead and see if you can solve them in your math notebook quickly, and I'll check back with you in a minute. Give it a shot. So remember, you guys, as you're working these out, if the signs are different, you have to subtract and get the difference. And just get the difference of, like, for example, 1 and 2 or 5 and 2, right? And the answer gets the sign of the number that is normally bigger if it were positive. So it's a little tricky, but it's like the rules of a board game. You just have to know those rules. Okay, I wonder if you guys can go ahead and I'm just going to label these problems number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. Hopefully that's not too weird with all the circles. Who can give me the answer for number 2? Or maybe just comment it, you guys. Just comment the answer for number 2 and see if you guys got the same. Excellent. So for number 2, the signs are the same. They're both negative. So you're going to add 3 and 4, which is 7. Okay? And 7 is going to get the sign that is the sign of 3 and 4. Remember, when you're basically, what you're doing here, I don't want to confuse you guys, but you're basically adding the negatives together, and it becomes a much stronger negative, which is actually a really low number, because the more negative you become, the lower you become. Okay, so for number 3, what did you guys get for number 3? Go ahead and post that answer. Good. Yeah, and the reason is because the signs are different. So just get the difference of 1 and 2. 1 and 2 have a difference of 1. What I do in my head, just so that you know, I used to do this when I was in 5th grade, is, or actually a higher grade, like in 7th. I basically put the largest number on top automatically, and I just subtracted. And so it's going to be 1. And because 2 is normally bigger than a 1, and it's a positive 2, the answer gets a positive. But you can also just write 1, because just writing 1 is also positive 1. Okay, for number 4, I'm sure you got it. The signs are different, and so the difference of 5 and 2 is going to be 3. You subtract. Awesome. Okay, you guys are on top of it. Wow, super impressed. All right, so what we're going to do is let's move forward if that's okay, and I'm going to give you tougher problems that are also fun. Okay, here you go. And let me explain how you do these, okay? So everybody, for practice number 2, what happens when there's not 1 but 2 signs in the middle? 2 signs in the middle. Okay, super easy. Think of it this way. when the signs in the middle are different from each other, they turn to into one negative. For example, look here. You see how the two signs are both negative? Well, they combine into form a positive because they're the same. So the signs here are the same. They're both negatives in the middle, so they become a positive. What do you think happens here in this problem with those two signs in the middle? And you can write a plus or a minus to tell me if they both turn positive or the other. Yeah, those two negatives combine and they make a plus, they make a positive in the middle, okay? So let's go back to, let's call this again example number 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's call it example number 5 then, or just number 5. This is number 6. This is number 7. This is number 8. Okay, let's go back to number 5. So because this plus and this negative turn to a negative, just bring down the 3 that's on the right, bring down the 2 that's on the left, but that 2 is still a negative 2. You guys know that, right? This didn't change. It's still a negative 2. So your new problem and the challenge here is to turn this into this. Okay, look at example number 6. Number 6, the two negatives turn into a positive, the ones in the middle. So bring down the 2 because now it's a positive 2. And then bring down the 5 on the left. And that's that. For number 7, your new problem is going to be bring down the 2 and then bring down this negative 4. And for number 8, I think you guys see that these two signs are the same. So it's going to be a plus. Bring down the 8 and bring down the 6. Okay, let's go ahead and solve these. So for number 5 again, negative 2 minus 3, notice the signs are the same. It's going to be 5, negative 5 actually. For number 6, this is a positive 5 and that's a positive 2. You can also just do 5 plus 2. That hasn't changed. You know what that's going to be. It's going to be an 8 or a positive 8. Now for number 7, it's going to be negative 4 plus 2. And the signs are different, so you're going to get a difference. It's going to be 2. And the sign is going to be whatever number is normally bigger. And that's a 4 that's normally bigger, and it's going to be a negative 2. Because the 4 is negative 4, right? And then for the last one, you can just do 6 plus 8 if you want to. Or you can just, think about it in the new way. Okay, if you all got these answers, go ahead and give me a Y. And moderators, I know this is a lot to ask, but let me know if people are providing Ys for us. Okay, if you all want to stay with me at the end of this lesson, you guys can, okay? And I can give you like a couple more of these problems. And trust me, after like 2 or 3 more, you're going to have it super hardwired. It's going to be like, yeah, this is easy. Okay? I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Thanks. Oh, yeah. That was my miscalculation. Thank you for pointing that out. Yeah, so it's a positive 7 or a 7. Good. Thank you. Okay, you guys. So let's go ahead and review some of the other things that are going to be on the quiz. The good news is that you've basically done these already. You're used to it from Monday. But let's cover them. So this is number 9. That's okay. Luana, do you mind staying with me like a minute or two after class ends so I can give you a little bit more information and practice? And you can just unmute yourself if you want to answer quickly. Okay. Yeah, I'll help you out with that. Don't worry. I'm sure that we review will get it. Anybody else who wants to stay, you're more than welcome. I love when you guys stay with me afterwards. Okay, so let's try these practice problems for practice number 3. And I don't know what practice problem. Okay, so let's call this number 9 and this number 10. Now you guys, you already know how to do these. If you look at this graph, this number line actually, where is the blue dot on the number line? Now, this is important that you understand. Remember, when I did it with you guys, I would say this is 1. Let me choose a different color. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3. But it's not the case here, as you can tell, because it's moving in 4s, you all. Okay, so this one's from 0, which starts here, then you go to 4, and then it's going to keep on going in 4s. So it's another 4 after that is going to be 8, 8, and then another 4 is like 4 times 3. Yes, right, exactly. Okay, good. So you understand that. Good, let's just move forward. I love it. For the next one, which is number 10, move the dot to where -8 is on the number line. So the dot, let's pretend it's starting here. Because it's moving in 4s, you know that the dot has to be here now, right? Okay. So I think these are pretty easy. If you want more practice with these, you can stay behind as well, and I can help you with that. And I'd like to move forward to the next one. Okay. This is actually really similar. If you see a number line like this, just remember that it's the same thing as the one before. The 0 is here, but then this way goes positive and this way goes negative. Also remember that they're leaping in 6s. And if you want to know Mr. C trick, I start from actually right here. And I'll say, okay, 6 times 2, 6 times 3, 6 times 4, 6 times 5. It's going to be 30. But it's down here, right? So it's a -30. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hope that makes sense. Okay. And it does, so I'm going to move forward. Okay, let's do this one. Can you order these numbers from least to greatest? For the first one. Good, good. So you're ahead of it. Okay, so for this practice, try and order these numbers from least to greatest. Go. Try and beat Mr. C in your speed. See if you can do it. You are going to do great in pre-algebra, let me tell you. Okay, how about for the next one? Excellent. You got it. Perfect. So you ended it with the most positive and you started with the most negative. Good job. Good job. Okay. This is one of the last slides here. And it's basically you've done this for Khan Academy. Hopefully you're not confused. Here's what you should always do. You have to basically fill in this number equation using the graph. So how do you do that, Mr. C? What's your tip? Start at 0, always, no matter what. Look at the lowest arrow, which is this one here. And notice that it went to the left 1 time. That's why it's a -1. And then it's saying plus what? Don't let that plus fool you. Don't worry about it. Now, from -1, where is it going? It's going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spaces. -6 spaces to the left, you guys. So it's going to be a -6. And where is it that it's actually landed? It's actually landed in negative 7. Okay, so that equals negative 7. And you can check it because negative 1, and remember what happens with these two signs, how they turn into a negative? Okay, so negative 1 minus 6 is negative 7. So it's correct. Okay, try this one here. Try this, this example. See if you can write an entire number equation for that. And remember, start at 0. Okay. Moderators, did we get anything for that? Let me know. Okay, so it starts here at 0, you guys, right? And you see, okay, so it starts here at 0, and you see how it goes and ends right here? So it goes 1, 2, up. Okay, so it's positive 2 because it goes up. Yes, this problem will be on the test. Okay, if you want to stay back, we can do it. Okay, and then after that, you see how this arrow is outside here? It goes 1, 2, 3, 4 down. So when 4 down, and that means it's going to be negative 4. And what does that equal? Well, where is this? Well, this is negative 1, this is negative 2. So that's negative 2 where it landed. Negative 2. Oh, thank you. Yeah. It's okay if you're getting different things. I understand that this problem is a little weird. Let me see something. Okay. So basically what happened, let's go ahead and do it one more time real quick. Because this problem is kind of weird. I get it. Always start at 0. And then look at the arrow closest to the number line, and you see how it's going up. In this case, that's positive, and it's going up 1, 2. That's where it is. So that's positive 2. Next, look at this arrow on the outer, and it's going down from positive 2. It's going down 1, 2, 3, 4. So down 4, so negative 4. Negative 4 and down 4 is the same. And where is it? Where is it that it actually finally landed? It finally landed on the answer, which is negative 2. Because this is negative 1, right? So it's negative 2. And that right there... Oh, thanks. So that right there, you all, is how that works. And don't stress it. I might put like 1 or 2 problems of these on there. They're going to be very similar to what you just saw. Very similar. Okay, so don't worry too much about that. But if you have questions, please stay after class. And I want to go ahead and let you quick. Do I have another one? Oh, this real quick. I'm changing the screen. Sorry if you guys are still copying something. For the next part, for part 2 of today's math assignment, I didn't want to post it ahead of time because I wanted to cover this information with you. But it's going to be n.2 add integers on IXL. And everybody, try your best to do 10 problems. It's going to be like the first problems that we did in the beginning when we were adding and subtracting integers. And that's all the extra work you're going to have to do today for math, and that'll prepare you for tomorrow. Now remember, hold on before you say bye. Feel free to look over Monday's lesson and use that to study for the math quiz if you feel that you need it. And remember that I'm always available for you in office hours. Okay, you can also stay back now if you want more help. Okay. Okay, thank you. Let's be appropriate now. Goodbye. Hold on, give me a second, Trev. Let's let people all go out so I can hear your question. Good. Bye, you guys. Thanks for participating. You're welcome. Super welcome. Okay, Trev, what's up? Oh, so Trev, so this recording is always going to be in Google Classroom Math. Okay. So